vintage what culture. These guys are just fun to listen to. Mamma mia! Oh my goodness. Ball game, it is electric. Count to 20. Listen to this place. I'm David Atunga. Tope suicida. Oh my god. Shucky ducky quack quack. Yahoo! Stone cold, stone cold, stone cold. Commentary is a fine art and much, much harder than it looks, which is why King Ross definitely deserves his Best WCPW Commentator of the Year award, you stupid, awful bastards! Oh yeah, I'm Adam from WhatCulture.com, and here are 10 terrible habits WWE commentators need to break. Number 10, so many things to sell. No one likes being constantly treated like a customer, which is a sort of wrestling wisdom you could read more of in Wrestling issue number 4, available now from shop.whatculture.com. Seriously though, commentators have a very difficult job. It's the wrestler's job to sell injuries. It's the video editor's job to sell matches, but it's the commentator's job to sell everything, from Sonic Chicken to what's coming up later in the show, to the superstars in the ring, to the upcoming pay-per-views, to how to download a f***ing app, to Domino's Pizza delivering Jerry's Pizza too late, oh whatever next. The problem is they're being instructed by the angry meaty voice in their head to do that during matches, so what should be a simple story is overcomplicated by a dozen other talking points, taking the audience out of the match and making Raw seem like a cynical conveyor belt of products rather than a showcase of characters. Number 9, what is Byron Saxton? If I were to hazard a guess, I'd say he was some sort of well-dressed fern or like a pebble wrapped in an expensive handkerchief. No, I know what Byron Saxton is. He's like the Woody doll from Toy Story, with an inoffensive face, a perfect sculptured smile, and a little pull string in the back that when you pull it, he says one of his 3 phrases, which are, oh my god, psychology, and vague mumbled responses to Corey Graves saying something mean about him. Now, I'm not saying I want him to get rid of Byron Saxton. He's got the potential to be something, but after Todd Grisham, Josh Matthews, Tom Phillips, the whole well-meaning but bland nerd thing, it's just empty noise. Being the butt of jokes isn't entertaining enough to justify his presence and a distraction from the matches it creates. He needs something more proactive to do than just react to Corey. Number 8, over-reliance on catchphrases. Now look, I know it's hard to fill so many hours a week of commentary without repeating yourself, but the pure volume of recognizable signature phrases from the announce desk has really become a pain in my hole. Here's the problem. If we know that Michael Cole says, oh my, to things, when something big and unexpected happens, then we get an oh my, then it just takes away a little from that spontaneous anything can happen sensation. Even Mauro Ranallo, who's a bit like the 2008 Barack Obama of commentary, Savers Mauro, yes we can, etc. Even he has Mamma Mia, which is, well, it's just awful. I know that JR's repeated word, and by God, etc. Those were catchphrases too, yes, but JR had the ability to make his calls familiar but still feel uniquely tailored to the unique situation, in a way that Ball Game never will. Number 7, holding Renee Young back. Renee Young is one of the best going on the broadcast team today. That is said without any hyperbole whatsoever. Look at her holding court on the WWE kickoff shows and talking smack. She displays confidence, an easy laid-back charm, and ability to follow the company line without losing her evident love of the business, and she has the ability to smile genuinely. This is a lost art. Look at Tom Phillips. And she's also a dab hand on commentary, as her work on NXT has proven. She's excitable and funny, but clear and concise. Also, with women's wrestling increasing in legitimacy every week, wouldn't it be nice to hear a female perspective on the action for a change? After all, lack of experience is a non-issue. She has just as much broadcast experience as Tom Phillips, and he's calling for SmackDown. We want Young. Number 6, stop having fun. Okay, that makes me sound like a bit of a dick, but if the cap fits, complain about the cap to try and boost your numbers on Twitter. But if I can be serious for a minute, whenever the announce team have fun, I just want to very slowly pull my tongue out. Whether it's Michael Cole dancing at his desk, Byron Saxton wearing a onesie with ducks on it, JBL making jokes about obscure 1950s baseball players, it's just we have to be around commentary for the entire show. The entire show. Like when a clown does his 20-minute set at a birthday party, hey, that's fine, great, but then you have to drive him back to his place and the journey is 3 hours long and he keeps going and going and going until you slowly veer into oncoming traffic. Simply put, the WWE brand of entertainment is cheesy, and the commentary team having larks is a prime example of that. It makes me yearn for the days of JR being genuinely weary of everything around him. Number 5, pre-prepared sound bites for Michael Cole. So say you're Vince McMahon. First of all, hello, I'm really sorry for all the things I've said about you and your family and the thing you spend 20 hours a day making sure doesn't fall apart. Second of all, I'd understand that for your biggest moments of the year, the WrestleMania payoffs, the SummerSlam hype, you might want to be slightly more hands-on with Michael Cole scripting than normal. Problem is, WWE is sometimes so hands-on that they nearly throttle Michael Cole to death, and the spontaneous joy of a moment becomes, well, just more empty, obvious PR branding. Sometimes it's not that bad. Seth Rollins with the heist of the century, that was a good call. But when Daniel Bryan tapped out Batista at WrestleMania 30, the Miracle Kid! The Miracle Kid! A miracle on Bourbon Street! Oh, WWE, your Hall of Fame packages will write themselves. Please don't make Michael say these awful things. See also at WrestleMania 32, For the Love of Mankind, which you could actually see Michael Cole reading off a f***ing script. Stop it, you monsters. Number 4, the face-heel dynamic is all off, so call me old-fashioned, a stickler, and well-hung to the point of scientific confusion, but here seems like a pretty simple formula for commentary. One guy supports the heels and makes excuses for them, one guy champions the faces and their virtuous ways. That way, whoever's in the ring always has someone who's got their back and talking them up. In recent years, that dynamic has shifted, with the commentators leaving some superstars for dead. Tell me if this makes sense. The Ascension debuted talking about how they were better than all the old tag teams and started fighting jobbers. JBL, King Ross's best BFF forever, who's supposed to be the, hey, it's not cheating if you don't get caught, it's just being smart kind of guy, proceeds to bury the Ascension for weeks for being cowards and not as good as teams who are not currently wrestling in WWE. What are you doing? This would all lead to a baffling segment where the longest reigning NXT tag champs at the time in history were molested by a ring full of old dudes who had nothing more than a fleeting pop to gain from damaging these young prospects forever. Good stuff. Number 3, too many cooks. In wrestling, there's a common phrase called getting your in, which means, hey, it's a crowded marketplace, so even though it doesn't make a lick of logical sense, I'm going to make people notice me because I feel I have to. It's what many people believe has led to the wrestling culture known as flippy shit, with 5 moonsaults, 4 shooting star presses, 112 super kicks, and 6 plunges per match, because that's what grabs the headlines. And it does, to be fair. I'm not here to judge that style of wrestling, but this principle also applies to commentary. With a 2-man booth like Cole and Taz, Striker and Vampiro, JR and King, everyone's got room to breathe. There's time for color, play-by-play, and since both commentators are getting plenty of airtime, they only need to pipe up with, relevant comments. With a 3-man booth, and especially in a 4-man, an urge to make yourself heard creeps in, which often leads to a surplus of bickering, repeated information, and hollow sound bites. I just straight up do not understand why WWE loves threesomes on commentary so much. I just don't. Maybe they're sexier, maybe, I don't know, stop it. Number 2, special guest commentary. People often ask me, Adam, why do you hate R-Truth so much? And I will tell you, it was during the lead up to the Intercontinental title ladder match at WrestleMania 31, and for some reason, WWE fell in love with R-Truth for something like a straight-up month, and for at least a match per Raw, had him every single week on guest commentary, talking utter horseshit and fostering a hatred that is my faithful companion to this day. But in general, wrestlers on special guest commentary is an absolute plague. It's lazy storytelling and it's counterproductive. It's massively exposing because so few wrestlers are good at it. Kevin Owens, CM Punk, and Dean Ambrose are the only ones I think have ever done it and not undermined their characters by stuttering off script and offering nothing but bland platitudes, or the odd bit of bants with JBL. Hearing supposed superstars, these larger-than-life characters, nattering away like normal people who can't think of small talk at the bus stop, actively kills enthusiasm for their matches, and as a practice, I hate it, hate R-Truth. And number 1, David Otunga. And speaking of murdering enthusiasm in its warm bed, step up, David. I have the same voice for winning the lottery and burying a relative, Otunga. Again, I don't like criticizing a man for a job that I also would be woefully bad at, but he is woefully bad at commentary, to the point that his presence sometimes makes me actually angry. Most of the time it doesn't. Most of the time he's just there, not really saying a whole lot other than criticizing wrestlers for not having as many muscles as he does. But in a big match environment, he actively fights against his co-workers' efforts. Mauro Ranallo is there, giving himself a hernia with enthusiasm. Mamma mia! Piece de resistance! Sope suicida, apparently. And to his credit, JBL knows when it's time to shout, whoa, whoa, and then Otunga pipes up with, how did he kick out of that? And you actually feel the air being let out of your tires. How dare you, David? How dare you make me less excited about the thing I'm watching at an important moment? He's just not very good. And that's our list. Did we miss any out? Tell us about it in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. You can follow me on Twitter here. I'm Adam from WhatCulture.com, and I'll see you soon.